we're the underdogs. No, I don't know anybody who wants England to win.
Yes.
Because one, it's been played on their home ground, and two, that's where the game started. But there's that certain nuance where a lot of world fans are going to Kiwis, and you hope that all that positive energy can be channeled on the boys. I mean, as much as I don't like the game or the Black Caps, I mean, I'm still wishing them the best of luck, and I hope that we can secure our first ever world title, because I reckon it's going to be a good thing for the Rugby World Cup too.
Okay. The English still want the English to win, though, JT? The English want the English to win, but having said that, what's interesting, though, is I think, like, there's a lot of Indians around who will be certainly supporting the Kiwis, in that game, JT.
Mate, I'd imagine so, even though the ones I'd give a bit of grief to at Singapore Airport and on the flight from there to Zurich were they were upset and disappointed, but they said they wanted New Zealand to win. I think it's the way that the New Zealanders can conduct themselves on the field. You know, that they don't play overly aggressively, they don't sledge to a great degree, they don't sportsmanship is still one of the key aspects of the ethos. And, the way they picked up the West Indian bloke, Brathwaite, when he didn't get those runs needed, got caught out off the last ball.
Yeah.
And we go back 4 years to when the hairy javelin, Grant
Elliott
knocked old Australian out of the ground for six, and and that sort of thing, and they went around and picked him up and got around him and offered him a bit of toe talk or so. Look, I think, for the most part, New Zealand is a well-respected and well-admired nation of people, and I certainly found out in my short time over here. And you mentioned they speak to you something in French, you go, no, from New Zealand, and they go, and they start picking their tongue out, and the best one I've had so far is Jack Lemus.
You must look a bit like Jack Lemus, eh?
Yeah, possibly.
Well, obviously, you're enjoying your time over there, and boy, I tell you what, it's just going to be so great. It's just wonderful to see the Black Caps back in there. And I'm not sure about you, but and you did, like you said, you had already thinged that the Black Caps were going to be in the final, and well done. You even have an opportunity to go and watch them. So, best of luck with that, my friend JT.
Yeah, absolutely. And another good thing is we've got a tour of Lords booked in on Tuesday. So that's 2 days after the final. We're staying at a place called Kensington, which is any football fans out there is not far from Stamford Bridge, the home of Chelsea.
Right.
So we're gonna be right near the venue, and hopefully my cousin can pull through and get these tickets sorted. Or if not, it's not the end of the world, and
yeah,
I'll probably jinx them by being there. So I'm happy to watch it over here in France if they win.
If I bet you there'll be a huge celebration. Nonetheless, whether England win though we are hoping for the Kiwis to win, it's going to be a huge celebration over that way, certainly, JT?
Yeah, well, I'd imagine there's a massive Kiwi contingent, the family and friends of the players, plus, there'll be various tour groups in the country as well. Plus, there's a huge, connection, large collection, rather, of Kiwis that live over in London. They've got the Ngāti Rana Maori Club.
Yes.
They're like, so look, mate, either way, it's going to be a fantastic occasion and a good chance for us to get a World Cup win, because I think our window might be slightly closing after this. A lot of those top guys are getting a bit older and longer in the tooth, so just what we had a chance last time against Australia.
Yes.
It didn't quite get across the line, but this time, we got another chance, and hopefully, please.
Yes.
I'll eat all my vegetables, I promise.
It was so heartbreaking in the last, because where was it? Melbourne, eh? It was in the Melbourne MCG, and it was just so heartbreaking to see the Kiwis going down. Do you remember much of that final against Aussie? I mean, Aussie, though, they were just too good, weren't they?
Oh, mate, too good. And in a way, I'm glad we're not playing them, because Mitchell Stark seems to have our batsman's numbers dialed into his phone. He just, steps up and bang, 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 game over. Brendan McCullum went early in that one, and I thought once Brendan McCullum went, we were in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that proved to be the way it went. We just weren't good enough. Even if you go back 20 years to 1992,
Yeah.
when we were looking good, and I thought MS Stoney the other night was going to do an Inter-Mama Up rerun. But,
Yeah.
Fortunately, the boys got across the line, and bring it on. Come on, the Black Cats.
Yes, I reckon. It was, but I'll tell you what, how spectacular was it with Guptill, Reno? How spectacular was that with Guptill? I mean, once Donny went, it was all over. Basically, we were into the final, weren't we, Reno?
Yeah, one of the key moments that got us to the final, that throw. It was like radar perfect. Everything was on time because you think you watch Guppy. He hasn't been performing that great with the bat, and he was down and out. Everyone saw that on the old TV, sitting up there grumpy ears. And, I got to think to myself, having their wives and families there, maybe something that's kind of helped them. It's been connected because if they weren't there, they wouldn't have been with them for the last 2 months. So, I don't know if that's worked in their favour. I think it would because we're in the final. But, yeah, that throw, mate, Guppy's throw will be that'll be printed on a T-shirt, guarantee you.
Boy, I tell you what, after that game, everyone was patting him on the back, JT? Boy, that was pretty awesome for him to see, because he just hasn't quite fired. But he's got one more game where he might just fire again. What do you reckon, JT?
Well, we certainly need him to fire. We can't keep relying on the likes of Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson.
Yep.
And Gupta in fact, he's overdue. So, look, fingers crossed for him and the rest of the side that he can, get us across the line and certainly be, a leading component of the whole machine, the whole Black Cat machine. And look, I just can't wait, mate. I'm just hanging out. Come on, boys.
Me too. I can't wait either. And this is a funny thing. I can't remember any other, 2-day, 1-day games ever. And I think that might be the first time I've ever seen a 2-day, 1-day game. So, maybe we're hoping for another 2-day, 1-day game. What do you reckon, JT?
Well, certainly if we're in that same position, then yeah, that'll be a good thing. But the funny thing is, the Indians, a lot of them are blowing up now about the rules and all that.
Of course they are.
Anyone that's a cricket fan knows that the Indian control board, the ICB, the Indian Cricket Board, has a big influence, a massive influence over the world governing body. And here they are trying to say, this and that. And, come on, boys, you put those rules into place. You can't, chop and change to suit yourselves. Yep. You lost, mate. Bye-bye.
And that's why, when after watching the end of that game, seeing the tears in the Indians fans' faces was just so good. Well, it was for me. What do you reckon, JT? It was just so good. Eh?
Oh, look, I hate to watch people with passion cry. Nah, see ya.
Oh. It just felt so good watching them, and they're still angry about it. That's what's so pleasing, I think. But hopefully we won't be feeling the same way Sunday. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to that game. Aren't we all, Reno?
Oh, I'll be watching it. Be tired on Monday, but hey, that's just what we love. We love the passion, and we got our team in the final, and like JT said, mate, here, bring it on. Excited, can't wait.
Right, well, there's another World Cup happening over there, but we will talk about that after the break here on Full-Time. On behalf of the Full-Timers, I would just like to say big thanks to Joachim Currid, who brings us our music intro. Check him out on joachimcurrid.com. He's also on YouTube, Twitter, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify, Instagram, and follow him on Facebook. Another big thanks goes out to Silent Partner, who brings us our outro. Check out their music on YouTube. And also thanks must go to the Polish Ambassador for the backing music for this promo. Check out the Polish Ambassador on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Beatport, Instagram, Twitter, and on his website, thepolishambassador.com.
You're listening to a podcast produced by Tūrangi FM, #1 iwi radio station in Aotearoa. We play each full-time session on Tūrangi FM Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. You can listen in live on our Tūrangi FM media page. Just click the main Tūrangi FM logo to tune in online. Or if you're in the Gisborne area, we're on the radio frequencies 91.7, 95.7 and 98.1. Also check out the Fooltime Facebook page where you can listen to the podcast again. Make comments and click links that will lead you to other ways to listen to the podcast, such as Spreaker, iTunes, SoundCloud, Twitter, YouTube, Podchaser and Tumblr. Right, let's get back to the Fools on Fooltime.
Welcome along to our second session here on Fooltime. I want to send another shout out going out to our sponsors, Racecrack Motors. They are down there on Grey Street. Now, another World Cup is happening at the moment. Reno, over in England. Of course, we've got the Netball World Cup, which just got started off, was it the other day?
Yeah, last night, New Zealand, Malawi played, and that was before the All Opening. Actually, there was a couple of games that were played prior to the official World Opening. But yeah, you're right, it's over there in the UK, and our girls are over there with many other teams, obviously, and they got redemption on their Commonwealth Games lost against Malawi with a good win over the Malawians, 64-45 last night. Maria Falau picking up the MVP. She was on fire, her shooting was just unbelievable. But everyone got to have a game, bar one, Bailey Mess, and got to see a few combinations. But otherwise, yeah, the team come out pretty strong. Barbados had a good win over Singapore, so that's our group. We'll play Barbados and Singapore. Australians just show why they are the world number 1, too good for Northern Ireland. Zimbabwe gave it to Sri Lanka. Jamaica, too good. The Sunshine Girls for the Fijians. South Africa, too good for Trinidad and Tobago. And the host nation, England, too good for Uganda. So that's the first round of the World Cup.
Now, let's be honest, Malawi were never going to relive their Commonwealth Games victory over New Zealand, were they, Reno?
Nah, that was never going to happen. That's just one of those things. And, hey, the team's moved on from their different coach, and obviously they've got to focus, and you could see it in the girls last night as they want to get to the final. Their biggest opponents will be England now, also Jamaica, and definitely the Australians.
Yeah, I mean, so how do you rate their chances of, not just getting into the final, but actually lifting possibly the World Cup, like hopefully the Black Caps will do on Sunday, eh? What do you reckon?
Yeah, it will be hard. It always is going to be hard. Look, they haven't been going that good in recent times. Last year, the year before, under the previous coach, they were rubbish. We know that. We all mocked them. Everyone ran them down since the Com Games. The girls are hurting after that. One of the lowest points in their professional netball career for most of them as well. So it was devastating. But now, under Knowles, you can only wish them the best. And they know they've got to take one game at a time and work on a few things. They want to get there and prove for the country that, look, netball is up there at their level again, and it will be hard, I'll tell you now, to beat Australia. Watch some of that game, and they look real good and sharp, and they always will be.
Yep.
England at home is going to be extremely tough as well. The huge fanfare behind them is massive, but take nothing away from the other team, Sunshine Girls from Jamaica. They'll be hard as well. So, yeah, I think Knowles and the girls, especially the veterans, they call them the fossillettes. That's Maria Tutaelo Langman and Casey Kopua. This is their swan song. So, yeah, they'll go hard out and just take one game at a time.
Fair enough. Now, Australia are always going to be the toughest opposition, without a doubt, aren't they? But how much do you think, because in their last tournament, their last big tournament, which would have been the Commonwealth Games. Now, they lost to England back then. How much will that be playing on the minds of the Australians? And how much do you reckon that's probably made them even tougher opposition? What do you reckon there, Rino?
Yeah, it will do. They've got to go through with their tough attitude, and any teams